Have you ever wondered why a golf ball looks the way it does? At first glance, it seems completely backward. Logic tells us that something smooth should fly better through the air, like a sleek airplane or a polished bullet. Yet golf balls are covered in hundreds of tiny dimples, giving them a rough, almost imperfect surface. It feels like a design mistake until you see what happens when you actually hit one. That strange dimpled texture is the reason a golf ball can soar hundreds of meters instead of falling short after a weak, disappointing arc. But why does something that looks less aerodynamic actually perform far better? The answer lies in a fascinating mix of physics, history, and a discovery that completely changed the game of golf forever. To understand why golf balls have dimples, we need to go back to the early days of the sport. In the 15th and 16th centuries, golfers didn't have high-tech equipment. The earliest balls were made of wood, solid, heavy, and not particularly efficient. Later, they evolved into featheries, which were leather pouches stuffed tightly with feathers. These balls were smoother than modern ones, but they were expensive and fragile. Then came the gutta percha ball in the mid-1800s, made from dried sap of a Malaysian tree. These balls were smoother and more durable, but something interesting began to happen over time. As players used them, the surfaces became scuffed, scratched, and dented. Surprisingly, instead of performing worse, these worn-out balls actually flew farther and more predictably than brand-new smooth ones. Golfers began to notice this strange advantage, and eventually, manufacturers started intentionally adding patterns and dimples to replicate the effect. What began as accidental wear turned into one of the most important innovations in sports engineering. The real secret behind dimples lies in how air flows around an object in motion. When a perfectly smooth ball travels through the air, it creates a layer of air that clings tightly to its surface. This is known as laminar flow. While it sounds efficient, it actually causes a problem. As the air moves around the ball, it separates early from the surface, creating a large wake of low-pressure air behind it. This wake acts like a vacuum, pulling backward on the ball and creating significant drag. In simple terms, a smooth golf ball slows down much faster because it's constantly being dragged backward by the air behind it. Dimples completely change this behavior. Instead of allowing smooth airflow, they deliberately create tiny pockets of turbulence on the ball's surface. This turbulent boundary layer sticks to the ball longer as it travels, delaying the point where the air separates from the surface. As a result, the wake behind the ball becomes smaller, reducing drag significantly. With less drag holding it back, the ball can travel much farther. It's a counterintuitive concept. By making the surface rougher, you actually make the ball more efficient in flight. But that's only half the story. Dimples don't just reduce drag, they also help generate lift. Yes, lift. The same principle that helps airplanes stay in the sky. When a golfer strikes the ball, they don't just send it forward, they also impart spin, especially backspin. This spinning motion interacts with the air in a phenomenon known as the Magnus effect. As the ball spins, it drags air along with it. On one side of the ball, the air moves faster, while on the other side, it moves slower. This difference in airspeed creates a pressure imbalance, producing an upward force that lifts the ball into the air. Dimples enhance this lift dramatically. Because they help maintain that turbulent boundary layer, the airflow stays attached to the ball longer, amplifying the Magnus effect. The result is a higher, longer, and more stable flight path. Without dimples, even a well-struck golf ball would struggle to stay airborne for long. It would travel in a much lower trajectory and lose distance quickly, making the game far less exciting and far more difficult. Another fascinating detail is that not all dimples are the same. Modern golf balls are engineered with incredible precision, featuring anywhere from 300 to 500 dimples, each carefully designed in terms of size, depth, and pattern. These variations affect how the ball behaves in the air, including its trajectory, spin rate, and stability. Some balls are optimized for distance while others are designed for control, allowing skilled players to shape their shots with incredible accuracy. Even the arrangement of dimples is strategically planned to ensure consistent performance regardless of how the ball is oriented when struck. Interestingly, if you were to compare a smooth golf ball and a dimpled one side by side in real-world conditions, the difference would be dramatic. A professional golfer hitting a smooth ball might achieve only about half the distance compared to a dimpled ball. That's how crucial this design feature is. Without dimples, modern golf as we know it simply wouldn't exist. The science behind golf ball dimples has even influenced other fields. Engineers and designers have applied similar principles to improve the aerodynamics of cars, airplanes, and even sports equipment. For example, certain swimsuits and cycling gear use textured surfaces to reduce drag in water or air. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes breaking the rules of smooth equals fast can lead to surprising and highly effective solutions. So the next time you see a golf ball, take a closer look at its surface. Those tiny dimples aren't random. They're the result of centuries of observation, experimentation, and scientific understanding. What started as accidental scratches on early golf balls evolved into a carefully engineered design that maximizes distance, control, and performance. It's a perfect example of how small details can make a massive difference. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden stories behind everyday things, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Janosco. Hit the bell so you never miss a new discovery. Until next time, keep exploring the world's surprising backstories.